Hello, everyone. I'm David Atkins, target individual, and I'm here with Derrick Jones. He's a target individual. He's been targeted for 2 years, and I'm doing these interviews to try to show uh, TIs and non-TIs, hey, what, and try to come up with solutions and just show that this stuff is real and this stuff is nothing to play with. Um, you know, Victims like us. Well, I don't like saying victims. Whatever you want to call it, like us, experience extreme suffering and torture, and the stuff is nonsense and it needs to stop. And hopefully one day it will stop. And Derrick, it's nice to have you on. My first question is, could you tell everybody like when your targeting first started and what happened?
I'm just gonna say I first recognized it maybe like 2 years ago. Um, I'm 50 now, and I was 48 then, and in my whole 48 years of life, I've never experienced hearing voices or anything. I don't take meds. I don't have any mental issues or nothing of the sort. But out of nowhere, a couple of incidents had occurred, and uh, out of nowhere, I just started hearing voices.
Yeah, well, I'll never forget my first time. Like I shared with you a minute ago, I'd gotten denied out of six hotels, five or six hotels. I was every hotel I'd go into. I'd been getting gang stalked and stuff for a while, and every hotel I went into, I would start checking in, fill out the paperwork, and he would say, "All right, let me get your debit card," and then boom, the phone would ring. This happened in four or five hotels in a row, and the phone would ring, and he would be like, "Hold on a minute," and then he'd come back, "Oh, we can't check you in, we're full." So the last hotel was a Hampton Inn. I walked out, uh, and boom, I hear my ex-wife's voice. He can't even get into a effing hotel. He don't know what to do. Look at him, he's all confused. So I start looking around in cars and looking around. I jumped the swimming pool looking for the voices because they kept laughing and saying stuff. I can relate with you there. Let me
And
ask you this. Could you
yeah,
explain a little what your B2K does?
uh, for the most part, it's like you know, and I don't if you can't edit this part, if I mean you got to take it out, you can take it out. But out of all the people that they chose to the voices for me to hear are my fiance's family members.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
nobody. It's nobody in my family that I hear. You know what I'm saying? And the voices also be like, yeah, she's the one who contacted us to have you, gang stalked or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But all they do, basically, for the most part, is like what they're trying to do is break you down and feel worthless. So they talk a lot of smack. You PUNK, MF, you ain't woo woo, you ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Everything I do, they say something about it. If I'm washing dishes, look, he washes dishes like a girl, or it's just different things, you know what I'm saying? It makes you not even want to have sex because you know that they can, see everything and know everything you're doing, you know. Uh, they'll put weird images in your head of just different stuff. I mean, and sometimes you want to. I really think whoever runs the program or whoever came out with this, they have to be a Satanist.
Yeah, they gotta be. To feed off, I can't hear you. Your audio cut out.
Uh, and I think they're pedophiles. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that, but
No.
yeah, I think they're pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? Any person who has it logged in it, man, I was sitting in the Denver airport on my way out here. I have no weirdo stuff like
Oh,
that.
and hey, in
Huh?
2022, I got stalked all over the Denver airport, man. That place is no joke.
Yes, man, but like it's like they try to like certain times they like I could be sitting here. I was in the airport and I was with my wife, my fiance, And we were just sitting there. And the next thing I know, man, it's like my head kept turning this way, like they were controlling my head. And every time they controlled my head to turn this way, there was a young person right here. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are coming out saying they're pedophiles, because they can try to put these thoughts in your head. You know, you ain't gonna get to me like that because I know who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, and like with the women, you know what I'm saying, and the men as well. They're trying to stimulate your private areas and all this. A lot of this stuff I haven't even really talked to, my wife about, but because she believes it. You know what I'm saying? She knows it to be true because so much of the stuff just came out. But a lot of the details, I don't even get into it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Because if you really start telling people about it and they haven't did the research, the first thing they're gonna think you're delusional, you're crazy, you need meds and all that. Well, that can't be the case. Why is it so many people around the world, not just in the United States, in China, Russia, Germany, Puerto Rico, all these places experiencing the same thing? And then you have all these high echelon of people, like we were talking earlier, like the attorney, you know what I'm saying? In Washington D.C., a super attorney and lieutenant colonels in the army that are coming out about this. They're having homeland security meetings about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they
And the
know that.
sad thing is, on that Homeland Security meeting, the only thing I found discouraging is they're still trying to kind of blame it on Russia. If you haven't noticed.
Yeah, they were. You
Yeah.
know,
And man, but yeah, Mark Zaid, the attorney, yeah, he's really trying to get to it. He was really seems like he's trying to get to the bottom of it. And you made a great point. Why would all these attorneys and stuff be talking about targeting neural weapons and stuff if we're just crazy and it don't exist? You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
It's on paper.
Yep.
It's on paper. So yeah,
So did you get isolated when your targeting started?
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
notice your friends and family just start turning and not even talking to you or associating with you?
Exactly. Yes. That's and after doing the research, that's one of the main things is the isolation. They want you to basically be isolated. Like in your case as well. Where a lot of people, Maria as well. Different individuals. And if you're not doing your research and you just going off the whim of what you think, that ain't gonna help you. That ain't gonna help you at
Yeah.
all. You got to dig down deep in there, and this stuff goes all the way back to the 40s, from what I'm gathering.
Yeah. Even non-consensual experimentation was even in the 30s. John Hall talked about it in his book. They did some kind of, I forgot what kind of experiment they did in the 30s, but it was non-consensually. But yeah, this is nothing but MK Ultra. They apologized for MK Ultra and said wouldn't happen again. Clinton apologized for a bunch of stuff, but then it continues to happen to
Good day, bro.
people under a different name. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They
it's
changed they changed the name from MK Ultra to now we're using gang stalking and mind control and stuff like that, but really it's never stopped. MK Ultra never stopped, and it's sad. Did you on before you started getting targeted? Did you have a normal life and a lot better life than you do now?
normal as normal, all the way normal. I own my own business. I had a mobile detailing business. I mean, like I would go all over Oklahoma City, man, all over Oklahoma City, and you know, uh, was basically popular. Not popular like that, but a lot of people knew me. You know what I'm saying? And then when the targeting started, it was like people would like act like I was an enemy or I had something bad
Yep.
on me, something like that. And I'm like, where is all this coming from, man? You know what I'm saying? I have been, did nothing, to nobody to harm anybody or nothing like that. And it was just coming out of nowhere, man.
Yep, that's what they did with me too. I couldn't understand, like, why is this person not even answering the phone or talking to me? And
Now,
then I
this is,
called a friend that I had been talking to. He was a friend for years, and I called him. He's like, "Dude, why are you calling me, man? Stop calling me. I don't even know why you even bother calling. Dude, we were just friends. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? They just friends just start dropping, and it oh, I'm trying
and
to. It's called a Zetzerzung, is what they called it, and in Nazi Germany, because you know a lot of these tactics they brought back from Nazi Germany when they brought the scientists over here on Operation Paperclip. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they brought Nazi scientists over here instead of trying them for war crimes. They
Yeah.
brought Nazi scientists over here to work on weapons and stuff like that for the U.S. military.
Hmm. And another thing is like before my targeting started, like I would be on Facebook and whatnot, and you know, I'd post something. It could be something small that I post, like "Have a good day" or something like that. And so many people would like, "Hey, yeah, you too, you too." But I noticed here lately, I've been posting a lot of stuff pertaining to targeting, gang stalking, or whatnot. You know, and I know a lot of my family members are seeing this, a lot of my friends are seeing this, but it's crazy. The only people that will, and I'm like, hey man, y'all need to wake up because this could happen to your family members. And I'll post different things, like a couple things that you have posted, I've reposted, and I'll post it on my page, and nobody of a, I'm gonna say normalcy, you know, uh, because they're not targeted, will never reply to it, will never comment on it or nothing like that. Another thing I was gonna point out to you is this, like I used to hear people like saying my name, and I turn around in Oklahoma City and I look. I'll be like, man, I know somebody just said my name, but since I've been out here in California, I've noticed. I never knew where how they were controlling it or how they were doing it, but like a car can ride down the street, and I'd hear them instantly talking about me, saying something pertaining to me. The TVs in the house here, we got like 4 or 5 TVs in here, phone devices. I can hear them, the stuff coming out of the phones.
And anybody watching this who not familiar with targeted individuals or whatever, maybe you want to see refer to my other videos and stuff, but they do this stuff like TVs and the stuff is really and Derrick and myself and this stuff really goes on, and they're making this stuff happen to us to make us seem crazy, to make us be invalids basically in America. Like everybody thinks he's crazy. Oh, look, he just said the TV said something. Oh, look, that's just crazy. But if you go by their little fake their fake manual that they got for psychiatry, you don't start hearing voices at 48 years old, and you don't start hearing voices when I started hearing voices out of the blue. It's basically starts in childhood. You know what I'm saying? Schizophrenia starts in childhood, not at 48 years old. So what this man's saying is the truth, and he's really experiencing this, and it's brought on by synthetic telepathy, V2K, remote neural monitoring, and these weapons, and you can look them up. Most TIs watch this. Most people who watch this are TIs, so y'all know what he's talking about. But every now and then somebody gets curious. So I'm just saying that for them. They do this to make us seem crazy and make us be the outcasts of society. So nobody will listen to us. And they want us, the eventual goal is suicide. They want us to either snap on somebody and get shot by the police, or snap on somebody and um, get put in jail, or suicide. They want us to kill ourselves. So don't kill yourself. If you're thinking about killing yourself, don't do that. And please don't go shooting nobody. And rest in peace, Myron May, Aaron Alexis, and so many more who thought they were going to get a solution out of that. Because, Myron May was making videos. He really thought, well, my videos are going to get exposed all over the news and stuff once I do this. And boom, nobody ever saw his videos. I'm sure you're familiar with Myron May, ain't you?
You told
Yeah.
me, yeah, you told me about him. Remember, and then I just recently, like a week ago, asked you about him again because I wanted to
Yeah.
go.
He
Yeah,
put out some good videos before he died. He knew he was going to die, and he put out three. He knew he was going to go do what he was going to do. He put out 3 videos saying, "This is my last video," and all that. And he really thought they were going to make the news. So he asked everybody. The reason I always say his name and say rest in peace is because he asked everybody in his last video. He said, "Look, uh, please, when I ask all you guys is to share my name and share my story to keep my story going, because it's a sad case. He was a lawyer. You
yeah,
think, yeah, he had 2 degrees in law school.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
they
I
were talking.
guess people are going to say, oh, he was just crazy too, David. No, this is, this is realistic stuff. Are you able to hold a job now?
No, man. I mean, I'm. I actually went and just helped the dude out the other day, man. But you know, with the V2K, and man, it's like sometimes it's hard to concentrate on it if you don't really have a strong mind to just blank out a lot of the stuff that they're saying, like you right now. You know, I notice like if we're on devices or something and the devices are being recorded, they won't really say too much or nothing.
Right.
They won't really say too much or nothing. And I know, you know, after coming in contact with Amy, you know, and hearing about, you know, the frequency and how she can pick up certain stuff when you're recording. Anytime that they get too unbearable for me, I'll turn on my sound recorder and they'll shut up. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't
Yeah.
leave 24/7 because they don't want that. And I don't know, man, but I'm gonna say this. After doing my research on Amy, I think she's a good person because of this, and she's a very intelligent person. And the system that she uses, because she can the frequency stuff or whatever you want to call it, the EMF, whatever, um, she can figure out like what towers they're using, which server, and all that just by a recording. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the only thing, like, yeah, she's working with targeted justice, but to get your process done faster, you're going to have a substantial amount of money to get it done faster. And when you're a targeted individual, you just don't have the funds like that. Some are, I just read out here, man, where a lady, her name is Kathleen Waters, W A
Horton.
T. Yeah, Watterson.
No, Horton.
No, Watterson.
Oh, okay.
Kathleen Watterson, who actually won a case in California for being targeted. The judge
Wow.
and they found all the motions where she could not be electronically monitored and all that. And then I've seen another thing where there's 3 states that have banned it: Maine, I think, Colorado,
Colorado.
and Michigan.
Yeah.
In
Now, see,
Michigan,
the only thing about that is when you ban targeting, but how do you prove it's going on? You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I'm hoping that, Ryan and these other people who are supposedly working on us, and I say supposedly because, you know, my viewpoint on all these lawsuits and groups is, man, show me something. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been
yeah,
making promises. People's been making promises for years and never showed nothing. So, man, when they show me something, I'll be glad. And I don't even want no money from it, man. I just want my life back. I want these voices to stop. I want the gang stalking to stop. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like you on the job thing. When
yeah,
I'm at a job, what they'll do is, I don't know if they're mind controlling the people to look at me evil or whatever and start talking to each other, but my B2K will be like, yeah, you're fixing to get it. You're not going to leave that job alive today. And they're talking about you right now. And I'll look and they'll be talking and looking at me and just smiling with evil. And I'm like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
yeah,
Even knowing it's a lie, I still, my gut's like, man, you better get out of there. And
yeah,
I'm agoraphobic. I haven't left the house since November of 2022.
yeah.
Serious.
I remember you
It's done
saying
that
that.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing I want to point out, man, is like, you know, we got good, honest people like you, as well as other people, um, you know, but this is what a lot of people need to understand. There's going to be somebody that you're going to see on Instagram, on Facebook, or wherever it may be, any social media platform, that's going to tell you, hey, listen, I can get your V2K removed, blase, blase. Don't fall for that, man. It's a scam. Don't fall for that, man.
Yeah. And didn't
Now,
they have, I wish I had that picture that I could show. Didn't they have your name? They had your name and everything. It looked like it was all fake.
yes, they had a
Remember, you
thing.
showed me that picture. They'll have a little picture. It looks like it's a classified document with your name on it, and it said they'll send it to you and be like, "Look, I can get you off this list."
Yeah, said it was from the CIA. I had
And I'm
4
sorry if I'm rubbing my nose and stuff. That's not no perp stuff. They're making my nose itch right now, so some people get freaked out by that.
officers
They're really making me itch right now. So
for the rest of the TIs, man. You know, like David was just saying, man, they'll get little documentation and make you think that they're going to get you off the list, and
yeah,
they all. If you was really this much concerned and you had this much power and you cared about TIs like you're putting it out there, then why don't you just go ahead and do a lot of this for free?
Yep.
Nah.
And TIs have lost a lot of money doing that. What you're
Yes,
talking about. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? People probably went out there like, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm sure somebody went out there and got with their family and say, hey, listen, I know how to get this stopped if I get the money for this guy, or they had the money themselves and got messed around in the long run. You know, how I'm taking it, how they, what it's a service, a main satellite, you know, and everybody has to bounce off these satellites. And that's what like a lot of the government officials are trying to stop. It's got something to do with NSA and all that, but everything is stored up there.
Yeah.
Everything stored in those satellites. I don't care how long ago it's been. It's stored in those satellites. And when you're bouncing off of something, if you got Wi-Fi in your house, it has to bounce off from your house to something else, to something else, to something else, so it can be tracked. And
Right. And
that's
they
what.
can track you by your neural signature. Once they get your neural signature, they can
Yeah.
track you. And then people might be asking right now, well, I've been in the room with a TI, or I've been in a room with somebody who said they were getting hit, and I'm not getting hit. And the reason that is, all right, if you got a cell phone, if you got two cell phones, you lay them on the table and you call one cell phone and you call a cell phone, only one of them is going to ring. And it's the one you dialed up. So the cell phone is the receiver. So, and they dial up a receiver. So when they dial up your neural signature, your brain's the receiver. It's no different. Instead of calling up a cell phone, they're calling up your brain and hitting it with frequencies, just like you would call a cell phone number up. I mean that it only one cell phone is going to ring. The other cell phone is not going to be affected because it's sending frequencies to your neural signature, your unique neural signature, which is like a fingerprint. Everybody's got different ones. So that's why if somebody says, well, I'm in the room with you, I'm not getting hit. Well, that's why. It's because they're dialing into your specific frequency.
Yes, most definitely, most definitely.
Have you ever ran across any honeypots?
No, but that's what they're trying to make it seem like. My fiance and my wife is like she's the one who is the reason why this is happening. You know what I'm saying, and whatnot. I mean, like, you know, I don't have any proof of. I mean, I don't know for sure. You know, and I can't say yes, and I can't really say no.
What about people coming around trying to get you to cheat on her or something like that? And,
That
they'll try to destroy you. Yeah, that's what
happens.
they try to do. Yeah, I get a lot of that.
And
You
here
know.
like on Facebook or different things, like somebody will pop up and like message me out of the blue, or
Yeah, and you tell them you got a girlfriend and they just keep on, you know.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think I got more blocked people on my page than I do
Yeah, I
friends.
looked the other day. I got like 800 people blocked on Facebook.
Yeah, man. And once again, I'm gonna continue to keep saying this, man. It's because they isolated. So for a lot of people, man, the main thing is to do like David this morning. He woke up, he was doing his interview with me. I woke up, I doing my interview, is to try to have a normal life and try to block a lot of that stuff out, man. You know what I'm saying? And don't get frustrated if your family members don't want to believe you, or if they don't want to research this, or if they don't want to, hey, look, this is what's going on, this is what's happening to me. That you can't get frustrated about it. Just continue to be a spiritual person and pray on it, because I'm gonna tell you, man, they may not believe it, but I believe it strongly in my heart. It's gonna end sometime real soon.
I hope you're right. I like what you said though. Get up and try to have a normal day. But some for people who are getting hit with direct energy weapons, that's a whole nother ball game. Some of them, like there's days I could, there's days that I can barely get up and make a video, but I have to force myself to do it because I'm hit heavily. And like if I was to close my eyes right now and sit there for a minute, my whole body would start vibrating. I'd get shocks to the back of my head, and my brain would start feeling like they're doing surgery on it from with a laser from miles away. But yeah, even them people need to, you got to try to exercise and try to They want you lethargic. They want you non-active. They want you just to sit around all day. And people may
Yeah,
think that's what I do, but I really try to exercise in here. I am agoraphobic. I do stay here. I do need to get some sunlight, man. But man, every time I go outside, I have a panic attack. So, but
and
yeah,
another, a lot of people, I didn't mean to cut you off, but another thing a lot of people need to do is like document a lot of your stuff.
yeah,
Have your little,
document. Don't let
yeah,
these circumstances write your story.
yeah, and yeah, you know, even if you got to put it on paper, if you feel like your phone is being hacked, if you can't do that. And you know what I had to do the other day, man? I had to make up a whole nother Gmail that I wanted to use for something because I'm sure they got all my passwords to my main ones. So what I did is when I created the Gmail account, you know how you can what is it called, like the swirling when you do it on the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
That right there, instead of just typing the password in, I just did a swirl. I don't remember what I did, but I got that Gmail. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of your information, a lot of your information. Know the phone numbers you got, and they'll reach out to your family members and tell them, hey, listen, man, this dude is being targeted because he's a threat or different stuff, and they'll ask your family members not to say nothing about it to you, that you're going crazy and just different stuff, man. And
Yeah, smear campaigns. They'll turn people against you. There's no telling what they're saying either. You
yes,
know, one thing, if I'm having a really bad day, what I do is I notice you share a lot of positive stuff on your Facebook. So some of them posts you share help me. But one thing I try to do is if I'm having a terrible day and I'm like, man, this life, man, I'll sit down and I'll try to find 5 things I'm grateful for. And by the time I get through this gratitude list and look at people in countries that are waiting for America to drop food so they can fight over it, stuff like that, and put myself in their shoes and compare it to my gratitude list, it gets me out of my little, uh, you know what I'm saying? It gets me out of my shell a little bit and brightens me up a little bit because we all got stuff we're grateful for at the end of the day. I
yes,
mean, I was homeless 9 years in this program, so there's days I never thought I would be. If you'd have told me, well, one day you're going to have a YouTube channel, one day you are going to have a place to live, I'd probably told you to get out of my face. You know, 9 years on the streets. I was in New Orleans. I was in New Orleans, Pensacola. I was in Des Moines, Iowa, Philadelphia, Fort Myers, Florida, Lakeland, Florida, all kinds of places, man, homeless. And because I kept trying to go different places and it never stopped.
yeah,
So there were days I wanted to give up, but I didn't. And now I have a roof over my head. I'm still getting tortured, but I have a roof over my head at least. So any homeless TI, man, don't give up. Keep fighting. Like he said, wake up each day and try to have a normal day and ignore these people, man.
and those are a lot of people that I've seen on the larger scale that they try to target is homeless people, addicts. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's ever had something to do with military, things of that nature. Um, yeah, but like if like what the main thing is, like what you're doing now, getting the word out there, and not to take nothing from your page, but I don't know if you know Jamie Tall.
Who?
Jamie Tall.
Uh-uh.
Go look up Jamie Tall. Jamie. Her last name is Tall, bro, and she's a recovering coach. But outside of her being a recovering coach, she has a YouTube channel. She has a
Cool.
YouTube well where she does the whole gang stalking thing, bro. And yes, yes. So you know what I'm saying? If you're a TI and you're watching this and you never did an interview with David, get with David. Try to get your story out there. Uh, Also, try to contact her. You can look her up on Facebook. It's Jamie Tall on Facebook. She just has her recovering channel, well, recovering thing on there. She posts a lot of positive stuff, spiritual stuff, because this stuff that they're doing is definitely not godly. And she also has a YouTube channel. Uh, if you're watching, I'm gonna give David her information. If you reach out to David, you can get it from him. But just remember, go to Facebook and look up Jamie Tall, recovery coach, And yeah, as well. Not only that, like I said, she does the whole gang stalking thing, man. So we have some advocates like her, David Atkins. And Maria doesn't even have a channel, but I feel that she should have one.
You should have one. Every TI should have one. The more
Yeah,
people that start putting this out here, man, the more people is going to get the word out. Who do you
yeah,
think is behind your target?
man.
Like me, I felt like I was targeted before though, because I was getting gangster. But when I sued this company for bullying, incorrect, they were putting me on a job that OSHA said, look, you can only work this job an hour and a half a day. Then you got to switch to something else because it's so hard on your hands. They were making me work this job 8 hours a day, and my hands are just messed up now. So when the doctor diagnosed me with carpal tunnel, and they told me, look, you got to go to HR. I said, I'm not going to HR without my union rep. Boom, they fired me. Well, I went and got unemployment. I got unemployment, won my unemployment hearing after being fired, and then the lawyer took my case pro bono. And after I signed that deal with that lawyer to sue him, I got targeted so hard I ended up homeless, where I couldn't even keep up with my lawyer and keep up with the lawsuit or nothing. They turned it up that hard on me. So uh,
In my case, and just from seeing, like, experiencing the gang stalking at first, and this individual who I never really just had contact with, but who is uh, my girlfriend's family member, and start seeing him in the oddest of places. I'm pretty sure it was him, but from these people, and from my research, I'm not going to really just put too much out there because I don't know who's actually watching, and there's a pending cases on certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not nothing bad on me, but I will say this: you can, a person can, if they're mad at you, person can, if they're mad at you, they can go on what is called the dark web and have you added to that list,
right. I've heard
and
that
have
also.
have you
I
added to that,
also heard that they watch us live. Some people get watched live on the dark web.
and that's what mine's is.
They
I know for
broadcast you. Yeah.
mine's is yeah, mine's is live, most definitely live. You know what I'm saying? And uh, I don't know how it transpired, but for 48 years of my life, I've looked in the mirror. I know what I look like. I know what my eyes look like, perfect vision. But after all this happened, one day I looked in the mirror, and I looked, and on each one of my eyes, I have like a dot in my eyes. And so it took me coming to California to start really doing the research. And one of the things that um, Amy told me, she was like, when we were doing what was it called? It was a affidavit. I was doing an affidavit, and she said, well, in the affidavit, if anything is going on with your eyes, you just can't say you have cameras in your eyes. You have an unidentified object in your eyes. And for her to say something, and with me to know that they are, it's something dealing with my eyes, I don't know how they did it, but they did. And in order to do something like that, uh, you'd have to be either, somebody that had to slip you something. The hospital would have had to do it and did something to your eyes. But believe this, people, if you do your research, they can put something in your eye.
Listen to
And
this. I want you to listen to this real quick. Listen to this.
Nano-ocular implants. Maybe the most amazing picture you ever see in your life.
It's a picture of an eye.
yes,
Unbelievable with the proper wavelength of black light. Everyone on the planet has a basic set of nano implants that allows them to be tracked and mind controlled on demand. People who contract what I call phase 2 will have additional implants that allows them to be body controlled as well as whole host of other functions. Your body is turned into a robot against your knowledge and against your will. The aggregate of these nano implants constitutes what is commonly known as biological application programming interface. This camera is too small and can't be seen, but it can be felt. For more thoughts and information on the ocular nano implants are available.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about.
Yes,
Yeah, I
indeed.
posted that video the other day, and if you see the picture under the black light, his eye, if he gets under a black light, there's a little square in his eye. Well,
So, and once again, if you whoever is watching this, if you don't do your research all of that, and people who wondering sometimes how you can do. Some people do have the chips in them, you know, and some people may be tracked a different way. But I mean, you gotta research everything, you know, and you may just be thinking it's you got a chip in you, but it could be something totally different how they're tracking you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because um, I forgot what I was going to say.
it, they're crafty. They're very crafty with what they do and how they can clone different voices and make you think it's this person or that person and this is what's crazy about it. Like David
And
said, they want you to commit suicide or they want you to kill somebody. They don't care. All they're doing is they're getting money from us to do this. So, I mean, sometimes if you're hearing a voice and it seems like this person right here, and you're like, oh, this is the person that's behind it, don't go out and do nothing stupid, like he was saying earlier. Don't go out and do nothing stupid because I'm gonna tell you, no weapon against us shall prosper. And if you're doing, demonic deeds, God will expose that like he's doing here lately. He's exposing a lot of stuff about these people, man. If you go on any platform, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, uh, whatever it may be, just Google, you know what I'm saying? And type in gang stalking or V2K. So much information is going to be exposed to you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's like, and it's happening in other countries, and they tried to say Russia was using it against us and different people. And it's an experiment. It's an experiment. So why would someone want to do an experiment on somebody that would kill them? They're murderers. In any court of law, if you can prove this, they are going to be criminalized. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, research and development, and what
Yeah.
he's saying. And then another thing to remember is if you're a TI and you're talking to another TI and he's not going with he or she's not going through what you're going through, you have to understand they hit different people with different stuff to make us all fight, divide, question each other. They don't want TIs coming together. So, he may get V2K and gang stalking. He may not experience, he says he don't experience microwave weapons that much, but somebody might be getting hit with microwave weapons and be looking at him like, man, you're not experienced. You're not a real TI. That's false. They do this
Yeah.
on purpose. They hit different people with different stuff and keep it all spread out that way. No, because if everybody's experiencing all the same thing, we can come together. But there's so many people in this community. Then you get some people who are so traumatized they think everybody's a perp. This program is very traumatizing, very debilitating, and so if if you're sitting there like, oh, he only gets V2K or he only gets V2K and gang stalk, and he ain't experienced no weapons. Well, you can't judge that man off that, and that's what they do to keep us divided. They use so many different tactics on different people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah. Go ahead.
I've seen that a lot in the community. People come to me, David, do you think this person's real because he's not experiencing this? I experienced this. Yeah, he's real. He's just going through his own form of what they're doing to him.
Yeah.
So
But also, we all need to be aware of this right here that you got those groups on Facebook and not saying nothing with what David just said, but take this into consideration. I'm in a few of the groups on Facebook. The best one is Freedom Fighters. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that's the best one on Facebook for me. You know, but you have a lot of other groups. And I just this morning, man, went on a group chat that was supposed to be a TI group, and man, they had derogatory stuff on it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
yeah,
them,
they got people that come in them groups posting porn and all that stuff in them
yes.
groups.
Sometimes those
No,
people, everybody ain't a TI, man. You know,
no,
they'll, and anything that you do, you're gonna have people trying to figure out, okay, well, if we're TIs and they know that we're in a group, they're gonna make a fake profile to get in this group to obtain information to see what we're doing. So guys, be careful of that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I call them CBAs, community-based agents.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah,
are.
and they're slick too. Another way I can talk to a TI. Another way I can judge a TI. Well, you can't really judge them, but I got my own little way. And one of the things is if a lot of their stories sound very unbelievable,
Yeah,
they're more than likely a TI.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Because
because I'm a
most of our stories, like, who's going to believe the TVs? You're really hearing stuff from the TV, but you are. You know what I'm saying? And you know you are, and they're making it happen. But you see, it's just unbelievable stuff. Who's going to believe? Hey, you walked out of a hotel and heard a voice saying, you know, and who's to say who's going to believe all these hotels? None of them would check you in. Yeah, right. Or the you know, I've just had all kinds of stuff happen. I had my GPS. Dude bought me an airplane ticket. I was in Memphis, Tennessee. He bought me an airplane ticket, and it was my responsibility to get there, and that's what he told me, and to Connecticut. So I'm walking. I got my GPS, and I'm walking to the airport, and I walked 13 miles in the wrong direction, and the whole time my GPS is saying that's where the airport is, and I'm getting closer. They hacked my GPS. So then my friend called an Uber for me, and guess what? The Uber pulls up and I go to grab the door handle. They pull off from on me. So I missed the flight.
yeah. Just know that they'll play little mind games with you, man, and all that little stuff like that. But listen, don't get this misconstrued either. That some of them people in those groups, once again, may not be TIs. Some
Right.
of them are really crazy. Some of them are really crazy. They're schizophrenic for real, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even because some people just naturally just hear voices, but not the V2K stuff that we be going through.
Right.
You know,
And
have
most of
real
your V2K victims are like us. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have no problems. Then all of a sudden they start hearing it.
Yeah, and but some people have been hearing voices their whole life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They have mental issues, and not to say nothing that we pray for all of them, but or take nothing from them because their experiences, kind of like ours. They hear voices, we hear voices, but some of those people that they are schizophrenic and they do hear voices and they may not actually be a TI. You know what I'm saying? They may just be having TI symptoms, I would say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Do you ever
yeah,
find that man, they keep taking my thoughts out of my head. I swear they do. Uh do you ever oh yeah, does music help you with your V2K? You know, some people use bone conduction headphones, some people use music. You know, music has helped me, especially, I listen to Christian music, and it helps me sometimes. And um, just wondering if music's ever helped you with V2K.
what this is what I did. I went out and got some nice headphones, earbuds, and I was gonna just use those at night to block it out because they really attack me at night. To me, you know what I'm saying? Well, they tag me 24/7, but at night when I'm really trying to get my rest, I bought the headphones because I was gonna listen to some nice mellow music or something like that, some jazz or something. And I had heard you saying it. I think you had posted or somebody referred to you
Yeah,
as the music and the white noise. Have you heard that as well?
yeah,
Like that right there. But I just really haven't got around to doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, I mean, I'm like, I'm not gonna say I'm just all the way street dude, but you know, being on the streets, I like to be aware of my surroundings and having
yeah.
some.
See, I have that problem too at night. Yeah, I gotta hear everything at night in the house. I can't be having no.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
relate to you there. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
only downfall.
yeah. It is. It's the only downfall, and I don't want to have the music up and it disturb somebody else. So yeah, but yeah, man, it's good to talk to you, man, and hopefully, like I'm pretty sure that happens with all your interviews that you do, man. You may just think that you're reaching out to that person, but you just don't know how far it goes. And
I got
like I
one last question for you. do
Yeah.
you think this will ever end? And if so, oh yeah, and do you think this will ever end? And what advice would you give other TIs going through this?
Do I think it's going to end? I'm a so firm believer in God, and I follow my heart. And if something ain't right, I'm gonna back up away from it and be like, oh man, it's just not looking good. Like I've got sentenced before, you know what I'm saying? On a
Yeah,
charge, I knew that that wasn't gonna look good. But in my eyes, having the knowledge that I have, having the faith in God that I have, I know for a fact that this is gonna end, man. So I'm keeping my head up, man, and I'm walking in the faith of God. And for any TI that is out there, if you're not reading, you know what I'm saying? Don't read. I mean, everything that you read, it may not be digestible for you. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the stuff is gonna seem spooky to you, and it's gonna really make you, think about stuff. But you gotta approach it with an open mind. Whatever you read, you gotta approach it with an open mind. If you've never heard, if you just stumbling, if you go in and you type of gang stalk and someone is looking right now, and this is your first time ever looking at a video by David, you know what I'm saying? Do your research and go into whenever he does a video, go into it with an open mind. Don't go in there looking for one specific thing because you're not gonna get it. Don't go into anything looking for one specific thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to go into everything with an open mind, and afterwards you dissect everything and figure out, okay, yeah, this is what it is right here. This is definitely what it is. You know what I'm saying? And not and yeah, I want everybody to tune into his page, but don't just go to his page. Go to other pages about
right.
gangs. Go to Google about it, go to Instagram, go to Facebook about it. You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of different ways that you can learn about this. You know what I'm saying? And I applaud you for taking the time out. You know what I'm saying, to making a lot of people aware of what's going on. You don't get paid nothing for this.
Mm-mm.
You
Well,
don't
my
get paid
YouTube
nothing.
channel's monetized, but
Yeah,
this video, since we said suicide in it, it can't be monetized. And people think I make a lot of money off YouTube. I've been monetized for a year now and only made like $100, man. So,
exactly.
but I asked my subscribers and they're like, yeah, get monetized, do it. But it's really not as much. Now, if you're getting 1 million views at a video, you're making money. But, little views like me, not much money at all. So,
And I
but
say that, and I say that to say this, that this man has taken hours out of his time to, bring awareness to us. So, you know what I'm saying? That says a lot within itself. You know what I'm saying?
right.
This man is not just talking about it just to be talking about it. He ain't talking about it for no finance. No kind of
This
self.
is serious. This is
Yeah,
people getting tortured for no reason. And I'm gonna
don't.
be keeping my eye out for your videos.
Yeah, but also, guys, I'm on Facebook as Chachi Jones. I mean, you can look me up, but I got some links. But I'm gonna send the links to David, and David can share the links with you. Make sure you friend that dude. Did you friend him already?
Yeah, I sent him a friend request.
But you can just
Mind
go.
controller. And
Yeah, you can. You know how you go on someone's page, even if you're not their friend. Go ahead and send them a message.
following.
Yeah, you can send them a message. You don't got to be his friend to send them a message.
Okay.
So send them a message from Messenger and tell them to send you all of those links. That way you'll have those links, because what I did is I did it like I went to some of the links, and it's crazy, man. This dude sent me like 200, almost 200 different links, and just one link you can open, one link. That link will send you to about 300 or 400 other things. And then on those three, man, it just goes on and on and on and on, man, of the knowledge that this man has got, man. And yeah, so again, if you don't know what research to look up, look for this other guy named the Mind Control Informer. He's on Instagram as well as Facebook, man. Just type in Mind Control Informer and his actual name will pop up, you know. But
And for the
he's
people looking for Wizard of Oz video, the one that wanted me to post the MK Ultra Wizard of Oz video about. I'm going to post that tomorrow, and I'll be doing another interview Sunday too. So look out for that. No.
Did you see the one of Lady Gaga?
I ain't
The
seen that one.
The MK Ultra one? Oh yeah. Kind of looks like she was acting. Some people say it was real. Some people say, you know what I'm saying, it looked like she was acting. But it kind of looked scripted to me because she came out in this dress, like a Hollywood type scene, and she was like in a trance or like, and they were trying to say how MK. I didn't watch the video because I don't really get into,
Right.
It was too publicized. And but I will say it's like being a TI, being I'm gonna say like this, being a TI, they don't discriminate. It affects your middle class, it affects the poor, actors, lawyers, everybody. So you know what I'm saying, and it's not racist.
I know. I got a doctor friend. Who's heavily tortured. He's a Muslim. He moved out of America because they were torturing him and his family so bad. And this dude's a millionaire. He moved to Dubai and he's getting tortured so bad. He can't even enjoy himself. He's getting tortured very bad. They caused blood clots in his son's legs. They're torturing him with weapons. He's constantly got to take showers. He's got nano sprayed everywhere. I mean, they are really, really messing with him bad. So yeah, you're right. No, it affects a lot of different classes of people.
And can I plug somebody?
What's that?
Can I plug somebody? Give somebody? Do you know Javon Brown?
Yeah, he's building shielding and stuff. Yeah, and he's saying it works, and I believe him because he's targeted too.
Yes,
yeah,
he is.
Go ahead and shout him out.
Yeah, Javon Brown, man, he's doing TI kits, man, therapy kits, man. He's taking his time out to do it. He's investing his own money. He's got a little business for all TIs, man. So he's not expensive either. He's got creams and all different kinds of stuff, man. So you guys, if you're on Facebook, friend Javon Brown as well.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming out. We're going to end this right now. You can stay on just so we can say bye to each other or whatever. And but I'm fixing to stop the recording right now.
Oh, I was going to let you in.